Everyone, Shoenice again. Welcome to my life story. Just want to get everything right. It'll take a little time, but don't worry about it. If you come in late, it won't be deleted. I got a new hat today, you know what I mean? Just to tell the story. It'll blend into my head. I think I got it on one string too tight. You just want to relax the hat, guys. You relax, right? It'll blend in after I wash it. It's not about the shirt or the hat today, guys. It's about a life story that Vice never told. They never paid me either. So, anyways, yeah, I found a hat at the liquor store, so I said, yeah, man, I like that color. It'll work, you know? All right, let me get to you guys, and then we can tell the story. I'm not going to delete this video. I'm not going to swear, so there's ads on it and stuff. This story will probably take, I always told my story with PKA, the lesbian book club from H3H3, but now we're going to go into detail on every single story that I can remember in this brain. And it'll be a movie someday, trust me guys, trust me. I'd like to give a shout out to the IP2 crew. I tried to quit marijuana to clean up my lungs, but I got Crohn's disease, guys, and it just got me 36 hours no marijuana. I couldn't live. And it's true, man. THC goes right into my colon, my stomach, just relaxes everything. The same thing that the medications do. Once in a while, you'll see an orb go by on South Broadway. All right, yeah, we'll be heading out of here, gonna get my own apartment and stuff, but that doesn't matter right now. So anyways, I'm getting into the CBD oil business. This dude helped me out in hard times. Yeah, man, podcast, cool stuff coming up, man, cool stuff. Not just me eating a Whopper at lunch. All right. So, anyways, we'll say hi. Oh, let me share this everywhere. Got to share this on H3H3 Reddit. Everybody, give this a thumbs up when you come in. I really don't like when you watch my life story and you can't thumbs it up. So, everybody, give this a thumbs up so the dislikes never win. That's all I ask during this whole thing. Appreciate it. Make him work with his ugly kids. Shouldn't really yell at somebody's family just because they're a dirtbag, you know what I mean? I might have to ease off them little fucking rugrats. But here we go. We just share this up in this thing. And definitely, Joey's World Tour. I seen his fat face right behind me on Cameo. Hey, Shoenice, I'm back. He's charging 20. Don't let Joey's World Tour pass me. Berwick and LA Beast did. I charge $9.99. I get it done. LA Beast said, yeah, what's your name again? Sorry about that. This video is going to stay up forever. Let me get on my Reddit real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. My passwords are like Da Vinci Code. Change them every other week. That's how you don't get whatever. Why isn't a major hacker ever? Oh, that's right. YouTube just gives you your channel back. All right. Shoenice Reddit. We're going to share it real quick to my Shoenice Reddit. I don't even know how to use Reddit. Anybody want $1,500 worth of karma? You can have it for free. Whatever karma is. All right, let me cross post this to my son Pyrocynical. I can't see your guys' comments right now. I really ain't gonna read anything. Oh, I gotta put in a flare. Put in a flare. Flare. Fan art. He lets me go under serious replies only too, but and you don't want to wear out a welcome. Then we'll put it on my blogger, whatever that is. Oh, the homie comes again. Take me to church. No, I don't go to church. Losers that go to church and spread the disease, you don't believe in God. You're killing humans. I mean, for real, you're straight up losers. The spring breakers, everybody, you're the ones fucking killing us. It's just unreal. I just go on TikTok and say, go to fuck home, scumbags. Anytime there's a group of people hanging out, I say, go to fuck home, scumbags. Whether it's China, Germany, 81 countries follow me on TikTok. Bitches everywhere. Hey, it's just not for kids anymore. Trust me. There's fucking 27-year-old hotties from Sweden hitting on me. All right, we'll flare it up. We'll send it right to Ethan and Hila so they can watch it. Because they're bored. Everybody's bored. So why not sit back on a Friday and listen to the real story of Shoenice? All right, we're done sharing. We're done doing Sharon. Now we'll do Barbara. All right, so this is going to be replayed forever. I'll turn the chat off so you won't see all the haters in it and you'll be able to join it. So if you're just coming off ads, when you don't swear, you have ads. Yes. I got a Western Union ad. Oh my God, that dude is going to crack up. We were talking about him sending me, because I lost my bank card. I just got it today. And yeah, man, he's going to crack up. I got a Western Union ad. It's all about the chat right now. I'm saying when it's replayed on YouTube, no, I'm not replaying the chat. Don't tell me how to dictate my life, dick. Okay? Good. All right, Tyler, be quiet. Everybody, be quiet. Nobody cares about the chat. The chat is the most overrated thing on YouTube. Nobody cares. Sure, there's going to be friends coming in here like Brick, KDG, and all the gang. But everybody else is rambling on. Nobody cares. Nothing's true that you say. Show some proof. Come in with your real face and make a video. My name is Dean Allen Burns, and I know for a fact that Christopher Thomas Shuey did this to the girl that I've been obsessed with since Facebook. We'll get to that story. Here we go. I've got some nitrous to keep it steady. I don't want to move too much, though. Is it glitching? And I want to turn off the chat just because it glitches, man. It glitches. Nothing you say is true. Your mom's hot. Oh my God, you're so right, dude. Ain't nobody like the nice. I think people just yell at me so they get ripped on by me and they can go tell their mom, Shoenice finally ripped on me. Move out, LA Beast. Okay, I am, Mom. We'll get to LA Beast too. You guys ready? Here we go. It's going to be a long one. Hey everyone, Shoenice again. This is my life story. We'll start it out with one shot, and we'll do 5 more before the story's over. And game face. These two will get you in trouble at a club. So one quick thing, man. Everybody stay safe and healthy. They brought that big ship into New York City to take care of other people that don't have corona. When people aren't driving, when people are out on the street and humans don't interact, there's no crime and there's no car accidents. Here we go. I was born May 30th, 1969. My mom was probably 22, maybe 21 at the time. I had an older brother. He was 1 year older than me. I came out into a father that was a big entrepreneur at the time, He just loved trying new companies, fire extinguisher business. The first thing I remember was, as a kid, was riding on my St. Bernard dog with my brother. I mean, my father was snowplowing. We lived in upstate New York, Albany, New York. I was born at St. Peter's Hospital. So we just, did the whole family thing. 2 sons, a husband and a wife, and here comes a 3rd son, my brother Matt. So now there's 3 sons. My father, I can always remember him just kind of like, there'd be a van and he'd have it was just, he was an entrepreneur. But then he eventually got a job with the electric company as a janitor. So we sold the house in Albany and we moved out to Cortland. Now, Cortland was a cool kind of college town city. I was 4 years old. My brother 5 or 3, and my older brother was 6. So we were only spread apart by 3 years. Now we were kind of crazy, went right out of the crib. There's like my father loved the movie camera, so there's like videos of like my older brother just. All right, we might have a glitch here and there. I wish you guys wouldn't comment so much. You're talking to yourselves because I'm not looking at it. You know, maybe let's shut off the comments for now, man. Let's shut off the comments so it don't glitch, and you guys can come back and we'll talk at the end. Because there's no reason you need to comment while I'm telling my life story. So we'll go down to more options. We'll turn off the chat. Allow, what's this say? Allow embedding, allow all comments, disable comments. All right. So now I just disabled the comments, so now you can't talk. It doesn't matter if you leave. I'm telling you my life story, and we'll come back at the end and talk. Now there's no pressure. You just sit back and listen to the story. Like I said, the comment page is so overrated. Everybody give this a thumbs up, and it looks like nobody left because really, there are only 8% of people comment. And look at this. We got an ad, and now it's not going to glitch. Let me refresh one more time. It should be disabled. You're still here? I guess it don't work. All right. As long as it doesn't glitch. Should have worked. Hold on, let me just check. Edit video. You can say hi to me later on. You know what I mean? This hat might be too small for my head. It's all right. Maybe disable comments. Disable comments. I think it saves automatically. Right? Should be disabled now, right? You think they give you one more opportunity to be a hero? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard, but we just had a big development in the unfolding Spygate investigations. It's just been...
All right, we won't disable. As long as it doesn't glitch. Look at that ad. All right, so anyways, me and my 2 brothers, we just were like a little crazy in the neighborhood, right? We would just sit there and, I don't know. I always wanted a baby in a carriage. My mother told me a lot of stories about me, and she just like, you just wanted that baby in the carriage. So on Christmas, I got the baby in the carriage. And like one day, my father caught us out back because he poured gasoline in a beehole and it blew up the yard. And we were just like, we just love fire and explosions. So we're just like 6, 5, whatever years old. We didn't know. So we walked up to the top of the hill and we took my baby in the carriage and we poured gasoline on it and lit it on fire and pushed it down the hill. Now that's a YouTube video going wild, going viral. 3 kids just burning up this baby in a carriage, and the neighbors looking out the window going, "Oh my God, look who just moved in." But so we were just like, at the time, my father, he always led his life by his penis. He'd cheat on my mom in a second. He's just a pig. And so, like, he was banging the neighbor, and she had a son that was our age. So we'd go over play in the house, and I always wondered why my dad would come over and play with us. Him and her would disappear upstairs in their mid-20s, and we would just hang out. So there was this bully one time, right? He locked me in his basement. I remember this. I was only like 5 or 6. I remember this like it was yesterday. I'm just trying to juke this guy, and I said, screw it. So I went over and I kicked this pipe that was connected to the washer because I remember my dad, he just built houses, and one time there was water squirting everywhere. So I figured if I broke a pipe, his mom would come down. And she thought we were just playing pirates. So I was like, get me out of here. And this kid, he was like 7, I was 4. So it was weird. So the mother opens up the door, I run by her, and I get on my bike, and the kid chases me out and hits me with a wiffle ball bat in the ass. And I'm like, oh my God, get off my dick. So, anyways, my father, we moved out there and the fire extinguisher business didn't work. I just remember a big van, and my father would put me and my 2 brothers in the back of the van, and he would just drive around and just throw us all over the van like it was like a bouncy bounce with no bouncy bounce. Our heads were getting slammed up against like sheet metal. We loved it. Turn, roll it, Dad, roll the whole fucking thing. I didn't mean to swear shit. So anyway, yeah, man, we moved back to New York. My father's like, I'm gonna get in. My father was a really smart guy. All my uncles, my father, they're self-made millionaires, retired right now. So we moved back to New York and got a house on Peggy Ann Road in Queensbury, New York. Nice neighborhood, you know what I mean. And yeah, we're just hanging, doing crazy stuff as kids. One day, my brother, we were jumping bikes way before parkour. We were gangsters, and we didn't have the blow up tires. We had the hard plastic one. My brothers were riding bicycles in the neighbors' garage doors way early. I wish I taught my son that, but I didn't. So we were just like jumping over hills, man, jumping over hills, and I fell. And my older brother came over, and that plastic wheel from the mid 70s just crushed my arm. So I'm going home like this, my arm's like this, and my older brother's like, Dad, can you fix Chris's arm? And he's like, oh, that's fine. Stop faking it. And he was building the kitchen. My father was a master craftsman. And the dude that was working with him, he's like, that dude's arm's broken. So we go off to the hospital. Let's back it up a little. I ate a whole pack of Camel non-filter cigarettes when I was 3. I turned completely blue. My mother said I almost died. That was my first eating stunt. My father's pack of Camel cigarettes. 9 out of 10 men who tried Camels prefer women. Either way, it's a Saudi Arabia joke from Desert Storm. They loved it. So I'm just sitting there chilling and stuff. I'm looking in the right thing. Yeah. And yeah, so oh yeah, and another thing, I'm sorry, my uncle bounced me off the bed. He was 15, he didn't know, and I flew into the fireplace. And that's this scar right here. I don't know if you can see it, but if it's that big on this head, imagine what it looked like at 4 years old. So my uncle, he bounced me into the fireplace and split my head wide open. Went to the hospital, whatever. So all right, we move on past that. Where were we at now? Crazy things, move back there, hanging out. Oh yeah, so my arm's broken, right? They kept me overnight. I swear to God, they kept me overnight because the nurse was hitting on my dad. And then I just like, I gotta stay overnight for a broken arm. Back in the 70s, I guess that's what you did. So yeah, man, I think my father banged the nurse while my mom was watching me. I'm not lying. I'm just thinking as a 5, 6 year old. All right, so we move on. There wasn't really a lot of arguing between my mother and father until near the end. My mom always said we would never argue in front of you people. Now, my mom knew my dad was cheating on her, but what could she do? She had 3 sons. She cooked dinner and drop it all over the floor. She started drinking, and my father would take us out to McDonald's, Carol's. We had a Sambo's. They changed the name because they thought it was racist. I believe it. And my father, that was the first time experiencing like a vanilla shake and a burger where some bitch rolled up with no bra on and roller skates and said, look at these cute little boys. So yeah, man, my mother and father, finally my father threw my mother out of the house. She's all drunk and she's in her bare feet. I'm like, Dad, you can't do that. So I called the neighbor. Lang, 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 Ling. This is how I used to call people back in the day. Ling. Brrrling. Brrrling. No caller ID. Hello. Hey, it's Chris next door. My dad just threw my mom out. She has no sneakers on. So the neighbor comes over and she's just like, she intervened. This was like a Russian family next door. Either way, me and my brother, we were like 6 and 7, and the daughter was like 8. And we all got caught in the closet naked. We were playing cowboys, and they're not Indians, they're natives. Indians are from India. So my mother's like, everybody put on their clothes now. Gurgle, gurgle, gurgle. You sons of bitches. So we were just, we were just crazy, man. We were just gangsters of the neighborhood, just riding around on our bikes. Let's spray paint some houses. We got spray paint the houses. Your sons did it. No, they didn't. Let me see their fingers. Covered in spray paint. Guilty. So eventually, my dad sat us down at a table with a bag of candy. Me, my older brother, my little brother. And he said, guys, I'm leaving your mom. And we're like, what? And me and my little brother Matt, we didn't really understand. Jeff, he broke down crying. But he's like, don't eat all the candy. You guys will be up all night. Okay, you're leaving us, but you're worried about us being all hyperactive? Yeah. We ate all the candy out of just stress, That was a crutch. And so eventually my father, we thought we were going to stay at this house with our mom. But my father was such a dick-loving scumbag. He just literally, he sold the house. He sold the house he built for his 3 sons and his wife. And he got sick of her. And I'm telling you, everybody in the Shuey family, my brothers, everybody cheated on their woman. I've gone out with some nasty ass bitches, but I never cheated on them. So we're just like, okay, so what are we doing? Now you see it in the Vice documentary. We visited that house, and he said, oh, my grandmother owned this place for years. She was our landlord when she wasn't even a grandmother. So my mother, she just knows. She's like, I'm going to get so much child support. My mom had fake tits. My father made her get them, and it was like the 70s. They were like Farrah Fawcett titties. They were like the first implants ever. He's an evil person. He's still alive. Up yours, Dad. So yeah, man, my mom, hot redheaded Irish lass, 27, not even, 27 years old, fake titties, booming ass. And she just got divorced from this dickhead with 3 crazy sons. So we move into the first apartment. Oh, it was a nightmare for the landlord. We just crazy. She had some shed outside with all her brother's equipment. We just everything. We used to love pouring gas just across a lawn and then lighting it up. Me and my brothers would just sit there and stare at it. And the landlord's like, oh no, I know you signed a year lease. You got to go. So we're just hanging out one day, and there's this bully next door, and his name is Jeffrey Wells. And I talked to him years later on Facebook. Now, he was a bully like you never seen. This dude just whatever, but I started eating grass when he told me to eat grass and just stupid stuff. But I knew I could do it. My first stunt was when I wiped my butt and I showed my brothers a toilet paper, but that came later on. We'll get to it. So anyways, this guy, we're trying to fix his bike. Now, back in the day, you turn a Schwinn upside down, and if the chain guard was bent, and you spun the wheel, and you whacked not the chain guard, the spoke wheel. It was bent. And he's like, all right, tell me when it's straight. And I'm looking down, and he missed. And a fucking full hammerhead. You can still see the circle to this day. Concentrate. You can still see the circle to this day. Whacks me in the head. Fucking blood, don't swear, blood everywhere. I was just like, what? And the way the bully looked at me, I knew I was screwed. He went, And he started crying. Now we're only 7, 8 years old, you know what I mean? But I thought this guy was the terrorizer of the neighborhood. Now he's going home screaming. His father comes out. My mother, the bear she is for her cubs, ran out of the house. She ripped her pants off and wrapped it around my head and drove me to the hospital. That was like the third or fourth time I was at the hospital because I had eardrums too, or ear whatever. I had operations on my ears. I was the real Forrest Gump, guys. I had braces on my legs and had a dude. A dude. And I had a kid with a chick named Jenny, and I was a war hero. We'll get to that. So yeah, man, I'm just like, oh my God, I'm in the hospital. My mother, she was constantly drinking. She was collecting like probably $1,200 a month in child support off my rich dad. And yeah, man, it's just that's a lot of money in the '70s for 3 kids. So she wasn't good in family court. So we went to the hospital. I get stitched up, whatever. Landlord's like, all right, you guys got to go. So the next apartment was a village. It was an apartment village complex. I never was, I mean, you took 3 of the craziest kids in America and a drunk ass mom, and we were in this fucking development where there's 5 apartments each building, and it got crazy. I mean, that's the first time I ever made out with a chick. Now I'm in third grade because fourth grade was the farm. So I'm making out with this fourth grader on a hill, and we're playing doctor and stuff. We're sleeping over with these chicks. I don't even know what it was, but we were just my brother. He was a stud. He's like, kiss that bitch. All right. So yeah, man, we're just hanging out, kissing bitches. Fucking mother comes over. You fucking. I said, damn, that bitch is hitting on me. Me too. Movement. Me shoe. You know what I mean? I didn't want her anyway. She had crooked teeth. So yeah, we were just chilling and stuff, and we shut down the power grid one day, man. I don't know. We just broke into the account. It was this room, and it was this big switch, and we shut it down. We shut it down. Now, obviously, there's a lady on oxygen. We didn't know that. We're just kids. So yeah, the landlord came to my mom, and they broke her lease, and we didn't. We were. I don't even think we lasted 4 or 5 months there. Not even a holiday. I remember when my mom would just let us ride bikes. None of us in fifth grade, we just ride bikes for miles off into the distance. You know what I mean? Before all the fucking crazies came in the world. That internet, man. And then we were just like, yo, man. And my father came over. He worked for the electric company and he sat us all on the couch. He was more mad at us turning off the power than when we almost burned down our aunt's house. So we were just like, yo, yo, yo. My mom's like, screw that. Oh, yeah, a babysitter had a boyfriend that introduced me to Kiss, um, Queen, AC/DC, Elton John. He came over with an album every night our babysitter watched. And I was just like, wow, I really do. I love music. I love music. And yeah, Meatloaf and all that stuff. So, all right, we head to the farm. My mom was getting so much money from my dad, she bought a street van. A street van all carpeted on the inside. Salmon Boa 420. Thank you, bro. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Salmon. I can never say the fish. Salmon, salmon boa, salmon boa. A fish being eaten by a snake. Either way, thank you, bro. So yeah, we're just chilling and stuff, you know. Um, my mom grabs the van. And we were just like, cool. So me and my brothers, we love this thing, man. We're just cruising down the road. My mom's not even 30 yet, I don't think. She's just a hot chick with 3 crazy kids. We head to the farm. The landlord gave her the apartment because she was hot, hit on her all the time. The mother never liked my mom. Now, this farm was in upstate New York. Now, oh man, my mom loved animals. So when we moved in, all these farm cats would have kittens, and there'd just be cats everywhere. You ever hear 2 cats have sex in the night? Ain't nothing eviler. Is that a word? So my mom would feed all these cats. My mom would have squirrels, birds, everything. She was like Ace Ventura, just not a loser that doesn't like our President Trump, Jim Carrey. You know what I mean? So either way, Trump 2020, I'm going to throw that in on my life story because it's part of my life. And so, anyways, man, we just got all. My brother, he would hang out with the neighbors and he went to like these auctions. And one day he came home with a one eyed hamster. My mom's like, "What are you doing with a one eyed hamster?" You know what I mean? That thing ain't gonna be able to survive. That thing didn't last a night. That thing didn't last. We had 14, 15 cats in that house. My brother stuck it in a shoebox with a couple air holes. I just remember waking up in the middle of the night, my brother screaming, "Hey, Lucas is gone." Oh my God, them cats fought over that hamster. There was a little arm, piece of the shoebox, part of the eye, the other eye, the only eye that was left, all the way down the stairs and out the door. You know what I mean? So we were just crazy on the farm, me and my brothers. There was a pool out back. The farmer said don't use it. It hadn't been cleaned in years. Just that algae. Ducks or geese, whatever. They were just floating around us and stuff. We just swim. 2 inches of duck shit on the bottom of the pool. Either way, I know I'm immune to anything. I put coronavirus on my cereal. Stay safe and stay healthy, everybody. We'll get through it. So I'm just like, yeah, man, we're fucking going out and just doing stuff. The farmer started spanking us. We were so bad. But my mom would bounce once in a while. She knew that the neighbors were right across the street. We could take care of ourselves. My brother got thrown out of the house when he was in fifth grade. My mom kicked him out of the house, and my little brother was laughing at the window. Ha ha. And my brother punched him right through the window. I mean, we got bad. We're bad dudes, man. Me and my older brother Jeff, my little brother, he can't fight. He good slap boxer because he's got like 190,000 inch reach. But yeah, man, he punched him right through the window. So finally, my mom was away or at work. She always got fired. She had good jobs, and she was always drinking. I'm not drinking. But she was smart though, because she'd always have a boyfriend that had good money around Christmas. We get banging toys. This dude thought my mom was gonna marry her. You know what I mean? That's where I taught my ways. But anyway, so yeah, finally I smashed my brother outside the coffee table, and he split his head open, and he ran to the neighbors because there was just a big gash. And she's like, "You didn't do this to him, did you?" I said, "No, he just fell." Here comes social services. So social services rolls up. My mom ain't even home. And me and my brother just sitting on a couch, this crazy ass house. And they said, "Okay, you're." My father showed up, and they're like, "My father's a dickhead, but he said I gotta take my sons." And they're like, "You better. We're gonna put them in social services." So we packed it up with our father, and he was dating a Russian chick with a big hairy pussy, and she didn't even know what to do. He was like 30, she 25, physician's assistant from a Russian mafia. We'll get to that. So anyways, we just pack it up in this barrel. All my brothers and all our clothes, everything we own, because we wrecked toys on Christmas. We had the whole Muppets characters and stuff, or Kermit the Frog and Animal. Don't burn me, animal. Just we never had a toy a week after Christmas. Burn Legos, put crayons on the light bulbs of the lamps. Yeah, we were the first real hippies. So we just had to move out, right? Either way, yeah, we got to my father's apartment. It's just a one bedroom apartment, and he's dating this chick, and she didn't expect this at all. So she became a real witch. You know what I mean? A real witch. Thanks for the donation. Oh, that's you still, bro? And I mean, it was just like, wow, man, this chick is nuts. my brother didn't even like peas, and she's making him eat peas, and he's just puking them back up. Now that's the first time we met her parents. He was a postal guy, but my grandfather Visto Moskovushka. I was brought up Russian in a Russian church most of my life. Thank God, because the Catholic Church is disgusting, like the Boy Scouts. So yeah, man, this guy just like he just like you don't make him eat something that he doesn't want. She's like, don't tell me what to do with my kids. We knew you like 2 weeks. Settle down. But me and my brothers were on a sleep out couch. My father knew he had to go buy a house. So he starts hunting around New York State. He's got to take us out to the country, man. He's got 3 crazy sons. You think I'm loony bin. So yeah, we go out to the country. My father buys this house for 25K back in 1979. 79, the summer of, and moves us all in. Now we got space. It's like we're upstairs in the attic, my father and stepmother downstairs, and they just start smoking weed. My father never smoked weed, but my stepmother, she loved that shit, man. And she used to walk around, and it looked like she had a porcupine or a possum in between her underwear. I was the first big ass JJ tuna jungle I've ever seen. I'm just getting that in there. So we're just chilling, and we're trying to form this family of a strict ass Russian lady, a father that really doesn't care, but she's not going to suck him off if she doesn't get her way. You know what I mean? And then you got the 3 crazy boys. So my father just totally rehabbed this place. The kitchen became my little brother's room. We all had our own bedrooms. But my father had weed, and the neighbors' kids liked to smoke weed. My brother was in 7th grade, and he'd go upstairs and steal weed out of my father's bedroom and give it to the bullies up the street. They called themselves the Capitol Boulevard Gang. No Crips or Bloods, but they're straight up pussies anyways. Come chase me. You ain't got enough bus fare. So yeah, man, we just like all getting high. I mean, they're all getting high and shit. And my brother's like, take a hit off this. I was 12 years old. I'm 51 in May. So we're going on like 39 years or something. I didn't cough like that, but I didn't get high. So I waited a little bit, and we were at my aunt's house, and I just, things moved on. But I mean, I remember in 8th grade at the bus stop. Let's go back to elementary school. We didn't even get past that yet. So yeah, so I go to 5th grade in this new school, and I don't know, I just loved eating all the art supplies. So it wasn't for money or anything, but that Elmer's paste back in the day, you take the top off, it had a spoon. I just go under the table. Man, Mrs. Carson, Christopher's eating all the glue again. It's paste, bitch. Hold on, let me refresh this. Hate to tell this whole story without you guys being here. Oh, we got ads still. Perfect. Perfect. So yeah, we just, kids would go home with half done, art projects because I'd be eating all the stuff. Turkeys with no feathers, popsicle stick cabins with no roofs. I just cotton balls everything. I just loved it. They call my mom. Ding. Hello. Hi, Mrs. Shuey. This is Christopher. What do you eat now? Well, we ate some Elmer's paste, and we just were. He's fine, but well, then keep him there. I'm watching One Life to Live. Click. I just eat everything, and it moved up into an entertainment and a money making thing that I just was always. I had the stomach of a billy goat, and I was a funny guy too. Class clown, nicest eyes. And I don't even know what nicest eyes was as a superlative. I wanted best looking. But yeah, so we just chilling. I mean, I'm just like seventh grade. I started getting bullied. I just started eating stuff in the home economics class. Dudes punching me in the ribs. And these dudes to this day, in even high school when I started wrestling, they wanted none of me. I was just a late developer. My penis was so small in high school, my girlfriend left me for my index finger on prom night. Yeah, we still don't talk. So yeah, I'm just eating all this crazy stuff. Everywhere we go, the cafeteria table, dudes would dip their napkins in milk and they just put my head up against the wall like I was some kind of a dartboard and just smash giant spitballs on my face. People were done with their lunch, I would just take it. Ah! I was always at the special table, not for special kids, for bullies and punks, because we couldn't control Shoenice in the cafeteria. You know what I mean? So I was bullied in the middle school. I just couldn't wait to get out of middle school. I went to high school. My brother Jeff had moved to Georgia, so I really didn't have him as a protector as much as my brother was. I was in seventh, he was in eighth. He moved with my aunt in Georgia, my mom's sister, because my father and him just never got along. And after he was stealing all the weed and stuff, they just bounced. So it was just me and my little brother now. But we loved the marijuana. I remember when my best friend, he hung himself over a chick. Don't ever hang yourself over a chick, guys, or I'll beat you in heaven like I'm gonna beat him. Suicide's for pussies, and when you kill yourself, you're stuck in the middle because you didn't pick God's path. Trust me, everything gets better. I've been to hell and back 17 times. So, yeah, don't kill yourself. So, yeah, man, we're just chilling and stuff. And he's on the soccer team, right? And he's like, yo, come on, come on, come on. So now this is my second time smoking weed, which is much better. And I was like, whoa, man. So I got high with my buddy, but his mom was real strict. This dude had the Visine, the gum, the hand cleanser, everything. So when he went back home, he didn't even smell. We didn't care because my father and stepmother smoked pot, you know what I mean? So we just getting baked, getting baked, getting baked. One day he's just like, yo, man, we should just run away. I was like, what do you mean? Oh, no, that's way after. So, yeah, we're just chilling and stuff, getting baked. 10th grade, I joined wrestling. And I didn't even know how good of a wrestler I was. Yeah, these hands been here forever. And I just beat this dude that was going to the States. He was moving up from JV to varsity, and I was like that spoiler. If I knew to this day, I would have lost. But I put him in a double arm bar, whatever, where you run around and his head's all, yeah, man. I was a really strong kid. My father had the speed bag and the heavy bag, and we always had that speed bag. Better, 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 better. And if you couldn't make it hum, you weren't Rocky Balboa. That was my hero, Rocky. Oh my God, Mike Tyson. I always wanted to be a boxer. I just loved marijuana. You know what I mean? I gave up the gloves for the hugs. And yeah, so we're just chilling and stuff, burning weed, getting high, drunk. And my neighbor was just such an influencer on me. We'd have beer balls and stuff. And my father was like, you should be going to the private school with your little brother. I was like, all right, Dad, I'll go to private school because I was failing every subject, so I was going to bounce. But the school was so difficult in learning, you had to go back a year. So I left my first semester of junior year to go back. And I couldn't believe it, man. I went to this private school and they sat us, the newcomers, there was two of us because the second after Christmas, new people came in. Oh my God, there's only like 100 kids in the whole high school, and all there are is these women, chicks from New Zealand, Mexican cartels. Like literally, they had pictures of just they sent their daughters to New York or wherever to keep them safe. So I mean, these women are just coming back. I'm sorry, and I'm just like sitting there, and I'm terrified of chicks, man. I've always been terrified of chicks, and they've been asking me out since fifth grade. I slept with my babysitter when I was 12. Me too. Me shoo. So I'm just like, yo, man, look at all. And my brother's already there with my two friends. And we're just like, whoa, man. And he's like, I told you. My buddy Grego, who was like, he looked like Bon Jovi. Me and my brother were just good looking. We had another dude, Mike Parado. He was okay, but he had like a Italian sausage like that between his legs. So we just ran that school. And my father thought he was going to send me there and fix me. Oh my God, they had liquor in their cars. I'd pull up in a Volkswagen Bug with my buddies from Averill Park. We were the Averill Park gang. Everybody else was these billionaire real estate kids, Mercedes Benz SELs. We used to drive around with Hugh Roberts from Roberts Real Estate. He'd take his father's cars and smash them into snowbanks. Back then 80,000, today probably 200. Beautiful. And just smoking weed, dropping ashes. Oh, I got it, I got it. Shh, don't tell him. Home the seat. You know what I mean? And just rich bitches, parties, just huge houses. And me and my brother, we just ran shit. We just ran shit. Grego eventually got kicked out and stuff, but there was nobody tougher than me. Nobody would mess with my little brother. All the teachers loved me. I made out with my French teacher at graduation day or graduation I wasn't even graduating from. So one day I was all drunk, sitting around, and everybody's like, yo, go cut the strings on the piano. So it wasn't my idea, but there was a recital coming up, and there was a Chinese girl and her Chinese family coming. Now with this coronavirus, I'm glad I did it, but I cut the strings on a couple of the piano things with these lawn clippers because the janitor was just not responsible for his tools. So now we all got to go there, right? And we're all sitting there trying to act normal and stuff. And she starts to play the piano, and it's like doink. Rocket Man, you ain't finished the song. And she starts crying. They open up the table, and I swear to God, the Dean of Students looks right at me. I'm like, what? Guilty as charged, but I played it off till a kid ratted me out. Now I'm on the discipline committee where the students and the teachers come together with the head nun to decide the fate of somebody that's bad. And now I had to quit, or they threw me off it, and then I had to go in front of it all in the same day. And this kid rats me out. Yeah, I'll see you at the party. So yeah, they're like, oh, blah blah blah. You got some problems. I said, you don't even know the problems I have, because last year this is what I did, guys. I was grounded. Grounded at school. We were being punished, and we had to serve this student dinner with all these nuns. And yeah, man, I pissed in this gigantic punch bowl. So me and my buddy, man, we get off the elevator with this punch and his big spaghetti thing, and he's like, "Oh my God, dude, did you really pee in that?" I said, "Don't worry about it, dude." The percentages are so low, it's probably healthy. So we sit down at this table. There's like three nuns for like six students. And my buddy and me, all our names are on these little things like a wedding. And I sat down with my buddy. Now here comes the girl around with this scooper, and she's pouring. Would you like some juice, Miss, our sister, whatever? Oh yeah, 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 give me double. So everybody's got their punch. We're getting and me and my buddy just start laughing. And the nuns are like, oh my God, you guys are a silly little bunch. I'm high as a kite, and you're about ready to drink my urine. I'm sorry, God. So, anyways, man, we're sitting there, and the first nun and the first student start drinking it. And we're just laughing so hard. I'm like, this is insane. My buddy, and halfway through the lunch, he picks up his cup. He says, hey, and he drinks it knowing my piss is in it. Now I'm dying. So I pick up my cup, and you can't make this stuff up, and I drink mine. And the whole school drank Shoenice urine that day. So they're all my DNA. So anyways, yeah, they want to send me to rehab. I'm like, oh, what? So one day it was intervention. My father, the sister, I come to the office, and my father and stepmother are sitting there. And she's like, we know you're a good kid. We just know you have a problem with alcohol and drugs. I'm like, whatever. You got kids down shooting heroin in the gym locker room right now. Whatever. So I go to talk to this guy, and he's like, well, is your mama drunk? I'm like, hell yeah. She's like, do you like to drink? I'm like, fuck yeah. And they're like, okay, we're going to send you to a rehab for 49 days. I'm like, what? Yeah, I did Beetlejuice about 17 times. So I go to this place. I'm like sitting in this room, and this counselor comes in, and she's like, well, you're 17 years old, so you don't go into the adult section, and we're going to send you over to rehab. So I walk into this rehab room, and ain't nothing but hotties. New York City cocaine bitches, just hotties, and three dudes that are like as cute as me. I said, all right, 49 days. Can I sign up for like 128? I mean, this shit's real. So I don't even know about acid or mushrooms or anything. And I'm just like learning all this stuff because four dudes would just lay in bed at night, not the same bed, and just talk. I didn't know you could take bread and orange juice and make it into alcohol in a week because the yeast from the bread sucks out the sugars from the orange juice and it turns into alcohol. I didn't know about acid, Grateful Dead, mushrooms, you know? So 49 days I went through it. I was an honored student. One time they had a little like rumor my older brother was sneaking in roaches. On Saturday you had family intervention where your whole family came. I'm just like, hey, I started smoking cigarettes. What are they going to do? I'm in rehab. That's where I started smoking cigarettes. Terrible habit. So we're just chilling, and yeah, my last day, you have to walk around in a circle and you have to say everything that you learned. Let's do a shot on this one. So you had to walk around in a circle, right? Is the volume and everything good on this? I know my hat's too small for my head. Chill out. I'm doing John C. Riley from Talladega Nights. Shake and bake. Can I win once? So yeah, man, I'm walking around the circle. Now this eagle, Liz, I remember her name, bug-eyed eagle. But these counselors love me. I've been hit on by older women all my life. Me too. Me shoo. I got a movement like you've never seen. Yeah, I'm just telling you. I walk into a DMV with no birth certificate and get a new license because of these blue eyes and this crest smile for a Colgate commercial. Anybody see my dental floss? I ate it. I thought I did. So I'm walking around the circle and I'm like, hey man, Tony, thanks for telling me how to take acid. I'll just do a half a hit the first time. Johnny, mushrooms, 4 caps or 4 stems. Oh, you guys got to come to my cake party. I didn't realize Liz hung up the phone and she was listening at the door. And when I got done, she walked in. Everybody to bed! I'm like, oh my God. I'm leaving tomorrow. My father's coming to get me. I'm all fixed. And he spent 25,000. Well, his work insurance paid for it. And I wake up the next day, Liz is gone. But Ron already seen the notice. This is what his circle was. He goes, hey, Chris, I'm going to walk with you down to your parents. I need to talk to them. I'm like, man. So this is a godsend. We're walking down the hall. I can see my father and stepmother through the glass. And over the intercom goes, Ron Howard to the best, Ron Howard. He goes, all right, man. He goes, I got to go do an AA meeting. Somebody called in sick. He's got 160 people sitting there. This is a huge facility with all kinds of people. He goes, wait in the lobby till I get done with this AA meeting. Okay, Ron. We get to the lobby. She's like, okay, Chris, it was great working with you. We'd love you here to sign right here. Yee. Come on, Dad, I want to go to McDonald's. Pushing everybody out the door. Boom. But they found out next Saturday because we had this 3-hour thing. If you were local, you went through a 3-hour thing every Saturday, working yourself into the system. No, I didn't work myself into the system. Within 2 days out of that rehab, my father took us to Aruba. Aruba, when it was just 2 hotels, nothing else. We found a Jamaican dude and he gave us a big old joint, but it blew away in the wind when we were trying to roll it. So we went back and got drunk with these bitches. You know what I mean? And yeah, man. So there goes rehab. So I get back home, and my father thinks I'm still straight and whatever. But there's Shannon Joy still up the road, and that's my buddy who hung himself. And I come home one day, all drunk and stuff. My father's like, I just spent 25 grand. I said, you didn't spend 25 grand. It was on your insurance. And he goes, it doesn't matter. I said, Dad, I'm 17 years old. I'm moving the fuck out. He goes, go ahead. You ain't got the balls. Now, my older brother was back from Georgia, and he was living down the road, 10 miles with another roofer. My brother was a roofer. So I'm just like, he's like, where'd you get that 90 proof shot? And I'm just kidding. So I said, screw it, I'm moving out. And my stepmother was so possessive. She was just like the most possessive woman in the world. I mean, it'll be a movie just on how she treated us. I mean, the way she wanted her, but we were insane. I didn't know. I mean, we're just insane, me and my brothers. So who can you blame? A strict stepmother with a hairy pussy, or three crazy boys? So I get to the end of the driveway and I'm like, shit, there's no Uber. So I knock on my brother's door. I said, hey, call Jeff. So my brother Jeff, no, call Kevin, my friend. My brother, Kevin brings me over to my brother's house. I knock on the door. I said, hey man, I just moved out. He's like, oh, come on, dude. All right, come on in. And now we're living with my brother, who's a roofer, Dave, who's a roofer, and his brother John with a giant penis, I'll tell you later, who was a cook. So now I'm the fourth guy, and we all go to work together in the morning. Now I'm still in the private school, even though I just moved out, but I said, screw that private school. The next day I went roofing. For the first time, I went roofing for $50 for the day. Now, I'm a beast. I'm working with my buddy who I know from hanging out with my brother, and he's all, I'm just going in and he's using the shovel to pick up the shingles. I'm just going in and bear hugging a whole pile, dropping it into a barrel and just running it up into the dumpster. I clean up 3 sides of the house before he even gets one done. He just in the bushes going, you want a hit? And then I was just a huge pothead off the bat. So I'm just like, yeah, man. The next day, the dude ain't there. And he's like, oh, we don't need him, man. You're just such a hard worker. I'm like, oh, you can't fire him, man. I ain't working here no more. So me and my brother go home, and he's like, dude, settle down. My brother is an angry person, a badass dude. At 18, 19 years old, ain't nobody mess with that dude to this day, I don't think. And literally, I'm just like, yo, man, that dude got fired. Screw that, screw that. And he called Big Bill, we called him. He's like my second dad. He was the father of the son of my best friend, a brother's best friend. And he's like, all right, we'll hire him back. So Sean's back the next day, I was just like, dude, just work, man. Let me show you how to do this. So I would carry a bundle of shingles on my shoulder, but I wouldn't put it on my shoulder. I would grab it and have it in my hand. So when you climb up a ladder, don't ever let one hand come off of the ladder, don't try and just grab the rung. You slide it up with the metal, but these were wooden back then, and the heavy things wooden before aluminum, and I would just press it over the pick and set it down. They called me the waiter. And I always was so proud that when them roofers got off the roof, everything was cleaned up. And my brother would give me dirty daddy looks. Hurry up, dude, you're looking bad. And like the second day I turned and a twig went in and punctured my eardrum. So I had to get rushed to the hospital. And then we put regular gas in the diesel truck. So it wasn't my fault in any way, but we were family because my brother hung out with the son of the owner of the roofing company. So we were just a bunch of good looking, as long as we got our McDonald's in a joint roofing job ever, man. If you do a summer of roofing, nothing will ever be harder in your life. I'm telling you right now, except for paving, masonry, and sheetrock. Them sheetrockers, man. Screw that. Roofing, you just make it not leak. Taping, you got to have everything perfect, you know? But yeah, so we're just chilling and stuff, and at the end of the summer, I was just like, man, my first trip on acid, my buddy from fifth grade, his name was Joe Green. Now, my last name is Shoey. So everybody used to say, Shoey. Just everybody made fun of my name, like calling a pig, like my teacher. He used to say, Shoey, because I was a little chubby sixth grader with a tiny penis. If I ever see that teacher, I'll beat his ass. But anyway, so yeah, we're just chilling. And this dude's like, man, come down to the dryers, dude. Come, I said, dryers? Well, what's the dryers, man? The laundromat. I said, all right. So I came down, we popped a hit of acid. Excuse me. And we just pretended like we're doing laundry. But we're just watching the clothes in the dryer. He goes, dude, just wait. I said, okay. Wow. I think, oh, is that Bugs Bunny? Sat there on tumble dry for 3 hours. Man, so I got hooked to it. So I'm like, screw it, I'm just gonna start going to Grateful Dead. I don't even know any song. Touch of Grey wasn't on MTV yet. So we all went up to a concert. My older brother's like, oh, you can't go. And I said, why not, man? What the hell? And so me and Buddy were waiting. Buddy was this black kid that just was so funny, man. And he just had a Grateful Dead concert, hanging out with a black kid. People all, yeah, well, yeah, he's got the acid. Being racist, you want to be hippies? So yeah, we're just chilling. Me and Buddy, they got rid of us because we're just young and everybody's all cool. We're 19, you're 17. So we just got all this acid and we're just hanging out in the parking lot laughing at people. I was sitting on somebody's back end of their bumper and people would walk by me. I say, hey, bro, you dropped your ticket. And they just grab everything. A Grateful Dead ticket, man, that's gold. They still have the ticket in their pocket or whatever. Hey, man, you dropped your personality. Somebody would come over and want to play. You want none of me. I'm tripping on acid. I'm a freaking nature. So yeah, just tripping all summer. We went to Myrtle Beach. Oh my God, me and the boss's son and Shannon, the guy who hung himself, we're down in Myrtle Beach, and like there's this thunderstorm. So we're on the strip and we're tripping. And these cops go by and they're chasing this dude and they're on four-wheelers and they jump off the four-wheelers and I'll say, hey, I'll help you. So the dude's running around these dumpsters of a hotel. I'm being the cops chasing this dude. I'm looking back at the cops. What'd he do? What'd he do? What'd he do? And my buddies are just laughing. The whole crowd's laughing. I just took over the whole block. Now, it rained really hard, so we all got under this shelter, and the big puddles formed. So this guy drove by and got everybody wet. I said, watch this, because in Myrtle Beach, you just go down and you turn around. It's called cruising, whatever. So everybody that cruise, they're coming back again. 4 dudes in a Jeep, 3 dudes in a 68 Mustang. Well, that's a nice car. 69 is better. And I was standing at the puddle. I'm like, come on, come on. And they'd rev it up and they just hit that puddle. And all these tourists were walking by, taking Polaroid pictures because that's all we had back then, getting everybody soaked. And I was tripping, binging forever. They were just like at least 60 cars were going around to come back around to try and get me wet. And once they'd hit that puddle, I'd either duck under the wave and I'd get everybody wet. Eventually, we ran out of water. I'm just wandering around. I lost my friends. This dude, like 60 years old, pulls up. He must have been a Boy Scout leader. Pulls up and, hey, man, you know any places to drink? I said, yeah, man, there's all kinds of places to drink. He goes, you want to join me? I said, for $100. He goes, I'll pay you at the bar, no, up front. He goes, and he pulled off. I was just going to run into the alley and take his 100. So, yeah, man, I head back. I'm just, it's filled with acid and mushrooms, playing with stuff in the glove compartment. I was a funny guy. Nobody ever wanted to leave me. People always hunted for me at the nightclubs, and they just love Shoenice, man. There wasn't a party without me there. And so we go back home, right? The father of him, the boss of me, had to pay our way back. So we get back to roofing, and that second day, I'm just like, think I'm gonna go live with my mom and go back to high school. And Billy's like, really? You owe me 150. Come on, man. At least clean up that garbage. And I said, no, I'm going. And so I went back to my father and I knocked down the door. I said, Dad, I just want to go back to high school, finish this shit out, man. And my stepmom was like, well, you got to be on a program. We spent a lot of money. You didn't spend shit on the rehab. His insurance did. Why are you in this conversation? And my father's like, we can't take you back. But he had a tear in his eye and he knew he just wanted to tell her to kiss his ass, but he ain't got the balls because she probably stuck her big ass Russian tongue up his butt or something. He always dictated his life by his dick. Fuck you, Dad. So yeah, I'm just like, whatever. I'm out of here. So I go back to the pile of garbage. I pick it up and just move on with life. And I'm like, why would I want to go back to that house? I'm tripping on acid. I'm a roofer. But I did say I got to get my high school diploma. So I went to my mom, who was dating this dude, and they lived in an all black neighborhood. My mom just loved good rent. You know what I mean? And I said, hey, Mom, we're seeing the world as somebody watching porn in the hotel room telling your life story. Either way, if you guys don't comment, it works. And I move too much too. That glitches the stream. So where were we at? Does anybody remember? Oh yeah, so I went to live with my mom. We were the only two white people and her boyfriend for probably a good 17 blocks. We didn't care. We used to sit out on the front porch and watch the boys' clubs fights. Just half the time it was just come on, 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 come on. But I don't know. That school was crazy. I seen the principal. He got his ear half cut off, man. I mean, just in a fight. And we had lockdown doors. This is before, crazy stuff. This is just so everybody stayed in their room when a gang fight happened. Now, the first day of school, I just went to the cafeteria and it looked like that movie Lean on Me. There was just no place for a little chubby fat dude. Wait, hold on. I wasn't chubby. I was a beast. And I was after roofing. I'm thinking ninth grade April Park. So yeah, I go to the gym, right? And we just pickup games. You just play basketball. And homeboy's like, "Yo, man, come on, you want to play?" I said, "Yeah, man, I got you." I can't fucking dribble to save my life. And so I'm just standing there, right? And every time I get the ball, I just pass it. I just can't wait to go to social studies. Homeboy was like, he threw it to somebody, but he didn't. He like faked it to him and then threw it to me. I'm just standing here like this. And that ball just smashed my nose so hard, blood went everywhere. I've never seen so many You ever see homeboys laugh? They just slap the floor and stuff. They never laugh so hard. I'm just, oh my God. And so I went home. And the next day, I hit on this one chick, and she's just like, oh, hell no. And I'm like, I'm out of here. So I went home and I said, Mom, I'm joining the army. She's like, you're gonna be just like your brother Jeff, because my brother Jeff joined the army and quit. So I said, well, I gotta do something. She's like, good luck. So I went down to the recruiter. I said, listen, I'm not out of high school yet. He goes, listen, I can't. I said, listen. And it was the last year you could join the army without a GED or a diploma. And I had to sign this thing that said I would take my GED and AIT. So he's like, so what do you want to be? I said, I'll do like maybe, Apache helicopter or something. He goes, you're qualified for a plumber. Good enough. So I went to the army to become a plumber. Ah, man. the Army days. So I headed down to where the hell did I go? Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. I still hate this state. I hate everything about Missouri. I don't know why. Well, you get there, right? Everybody shows up, and you just got long hair. It's like 1988, and we're just chilling, Bon Jovi looking. Not me. I'm just your classic, short mullet, and everybody just hanging out, smoking cigarettes. And this bus pulls up, and the sergeant gets off. Put out them cigarettes. Oh man, I'm not even your drill sergeant, and I'm sick of you already. So we all get on another bus to this reception hall, and we all just hook up, everybody meeting each other. And, hey, we're in the army, and, let's just do crazy stuff. So the next day, he goes, we're going to make you all the same. So everybody get their head shaved. Everybody get their head shaved. Now you're hanging out with these two dudes from yesterday, Bon Jovi and Steve Snyder from Twisted Sister, whoever. No, we're just like this, walking around going, Tommy, is that you? I'm Hank Schrader, DEA. Just like, man. So now we're all one. Now we're all one. But they didn't shave your head completely. Then you had that little hat that had to hold your helmet up. You had with all skin. It's no good. And so yeah, the homeboys like this magic hair remover. Back in the day, late '80s, you had a hairline, and they're like, so the next day I'm in the shower. I got a big old question mark on my head. And now they were sex, so they're cool as hell. He comes in and he sees my head. He goes, hey man, I'm not even gonna bust your ass. I ain't gonna make you do anything because of that stupidity. You'll be paying for it in about 2 days. Body sham. Just everything gets mixed up, man. You gotta find your and then you gotta. I took my cap off, and Sergeant Gonzalez like he doesn't have an ID, and the sergeant's like, what the fuck is on your? Got the answer. You get your meat. Like, okay. I'm gonna say a number. Type it in. Are we back, guys? Is it a little better? Can anybody hear me?